You can talk. I'm just telling you, be aware. So you can talk. I'm just telling you, be aware. Live.
What's going on? What's going on? Well, he's moving in. You really should come to more of the community council meetings, Robert. I ain't worried about no damn council. Damn it, moving in.
Really. Isn't there something wrong? Really. You got me talking on the screen.
I don't know. I think it's pretty cool, I guess. Having a big celebrity move in.
Well, I don't really know much about him, but my two teenage kids are very excited. You know, they love him. They have the CD diskettes and the video games and the dungarees with his name on the pocket.
Are you serious? Refreshing. Mm-hmm.
Rags to bitches. You see, Rags to Bitches is more than an album, you know what I'm saying? I consider it as a movie. The way I'm looking at it, I'm picking up what Malcolm said, nigga. It's that big, you know what I'm saying? You know, don't go out and act like a fucking fool all the time. You can still make it about the truth and enjoy everything that life has to offer. Well, we can't listen to their kind. We have kids. Singles dead, but we were here first, right? What we gonna do? Well, I'd sell my house if I thought it was still working for me.
Why don't you just invite them over for dinner? You don't know them.
Yes, I can do that.
What's happening, nigga? Alright, nigga, what chicken wings and the donuts
What the
at?
fuck you got eating this bitch, nigga?
That shit ain't happening.
My name is Riley. I live across the street.
Nino, man.
Yeah, that's my friend. Look, I don't want to be deep fried in nothing, you know. I just want to say that I like your music. And, you know, this is my turf over here, and I'm holding it down for all the young G's. So, you know, I'm in the band, I know them nuts.
Oh, man, respect, little buddy. Hey, this little nigga's out of y'all. Hey, nigga, get your motherfucking feet off the table. You know what I'm talking about today? Get him ass, nigga.
Who won it? Who won it?
Hey, for real? Yo, this little nigga like Charlie Murphy or some shit, man. Hey, man, this your brother?
Hello? Goodbye.
Yo, nigga, your brother told me that he be all in the meetings and shit. Hey, that's some real good shit, my nigga, for real. Congratulations, nigga.
Did you just congratulate me for reading?
Word, oh yeah, man, you know, good shit. Word, you know what I mean? You know that reading shit, you know what I mean? It's hard, son. Word, you know what I mean? Word, you know what I mean? Especially when the books be, you know what I mean? You know, real thick and heavy, like, you know what I mean? Word, you know what I mean?
Look. You don't hear you whispering.
We work for a retail drugstore chain. I'm going to call my colleague Jane. Our store is 24 hours. I work the morning shift, Jane works the overnight shift. We're both shift supervisors. In recent months, shoplifting has become a very bad problem. Monday through Friday between 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. overnight has a frequent customer come in. Let's call her Amanda. Amanda works as a security guard and is in her uniform. She comes into the store before going to work to buy some soda, snacks, and cigarettes. She's quite friendly and the staff knows her by name. This particular morning she comes into the store before going to work to buy some soda, snacks, and cigarettes.
What, and they have more stories? Oh, I've heard it. Go to it so I can have it in history. Stories on here. Some stories on here of your own.
Getting ready for my engagement party, father-in-law handed me a shirt and told me to iron it for him, because I'm a woman. I ruined it. My father-in-law had traveled down to attend my fiancé's engagement party. He was getting ready and staying at my house. I had my hair half curled and my makeup half done, with not much time left. I was visibly rushing. He handed me a shirt and said iron this for me. Apparently, my vagina gave me the necessary qualifications for being the chief ironer. I took it off him with a smile and ironed the vinyl, I think. Print on the highest setting and ruined the shirt. Melted the logo and got scorch marks on the shirt. Oops. Sorry, father-in-law. I don't know why you thought I'd be good at ironing, but I'm terrible at it. I tried my best, though. He had to wear an ill-fitting replacement for my fiancée. He ironed it one himself. Edit. I'm getting a lot of hate for this, so I wanted to clear up some common misconceptions. My father-in-law is a terrible, sexist man that abused my mother-in-law until she fled with her then young children to a women's refuge center. There is absolutely no question that he was demanding I iron the shirt because I'm a woman and that is what women do. No, I didn't feel like that to define me. No, it's not my responsibility to teach him how to be themselves. Began to a free decade of Netflix. Between 8 and 10 years ago, I received an email welcoming me to Netflix. That was a bit concerning since I hadn't signed up, so I contacted the company. They told me someone must have accidentally used my email when they created an account. Our last names were the same when I first initialed. I said, oh, no problem. You must have additional contact information for them besides my email. Could you please remove my email from the account and let them know so they can fix? Well, immediately there was a big problem for Netflix and well, but they couldn't remove the email because it was the only one they had for the account, and how did they even know that it was mine? I said, give me your email address and start talking. I will email you the words as they come out of your mouth. That wasn't good enough. More likely I was in the person's Gmail account asking to not have Netflix. What they finally ended up doing was changing the account password so that when the customer went to log back, they wouldn't be able to. They would need to do a password reset by calling Netflix to confirm the email address. I kept getting Netflix emails, so they didn't work. I changed the password so that that password function and get an email to reset. They need my fingerprints. Well, I needed to do physical fingerprinting right away in order to get the result in time. Usually I was able to book a fingerprinting appointment for that Friday, booked 24 hours in advance, as required, which would be just barely enough time to get the result. That Friday I catch the subway to campus and it's atrociously slow. I'll admit I should have planned for this. The subway here is always behind. Anyway, I end up slightly late getting to campus, so I literally run to the police station and enter the front room at exactly 5 minutes after my appointment time. I know this because, as I stepped through the door, I felt my phone buzz with what turned out to be your appointment has been canceled email. I speak to the security/cop behind bulletproof glass inside, and I learn the appointment was canceled after he checks my confirmation number. Apparently, that they are automatically canceled if you're not checked in within 5 minutes. Obviously, this is outrageous, but I'm not I ask if I can book a new appointment. That's no good, since it would have to be Monday or later. So I grab a coffee from across the street and return to sit inside the police station to try and solve this with some Googling while I slip into a more and more frantic state of frustration. I can't find anywhere in the city that can fingerprint me before Monday. But here's what really pushed me over the edge. While I'm sitting there, at this point 30 minutes past my appointment time, someone up immediately, and she's able to her appointment was even scheduled to begin. The entire thing took her about 2 minutes. I point out to the cop behind the glass, as politely as I can, that clearly someone can see me right now because her appointment is already over. Why can't I have the current slot? But the cop insists that since my appointment was canceled, my registration info was no longer in the system. I can't be seen today. Showing up early as you see where I'm going with this. So I quietly sit back down and take out my phone. About 10 minutes later, they call me approaching again and say hello. Within 10 minutes, I was getting a fingerprint. Getting paid by my boss to shop somewhere else because he won't give us employees this time. So I work at a brand new gas station while still in school. I know the owner and my bosses very well. I often see them in private. After a while working, I asked Kay why there wasn't any employee discount on drinks or food while we were working, and Kay just said that it wasn't standard practice. Did you know that I only asked because I found out that it was in fact standard practice, at least for that brand new gas station, because we are a 24/7 service station. We charge a lot for food and drinks, $3 to $4 for a sandwich, $3 to $5 for a Red Bull, but only get about minimum wage. $11 per hour, because none of my colleagues and I are willing to pay nearly half of our hourly wage just to get a Red Bull or some little sandwich. We always go to the supermarket next door. After repeatedly asking my boss for employees, mentioning that we don't want free stuff, she said we don't pay that much of our little money. Kay always says that we can go to the supermarket if we don't like the price. I said that we are charging $160 to most employees know, but no one is willing to back up the price. 50% more than wholesale. Kay refused so much. Sometimes can't sit down at a shift. We can take a couple of breaks in between customers. Because the store next door is quite busy, we always take a solid 15 to 25 minutes to get back. Sometimes even up to 30 to 40 minutes we reduce it to a minimum in the past. So one of us would go and get everything. But now, each of us takes his turn to go shopping for lunch. This means that our boss pays us $3 to send Jay out of the store getting food, instead of letting us keep on waiting and paying. We're doing this for quite a while now, and each one of us got paid good money to go shopping. You want a man to help you? No problem. One will clock in soon. This happened 16 years ago. When I was about 20 years old, I was a department manager at a big box hardware store. People said I acted 25, but I didn't even look 18. As a young teenager, I saw my fair amount of sexual discrimination, but the worst always came from women. This is the story of one such woman. I managed the paint department. I had 3 associates who worked for me. They loved me as a boss because I bought them a department radio, took the shifts they didn't want. Worked Friday close and Saturday, and so my 2 younger guys could have timed out early Saturday morning so they could sleep off their fun. In trade, I gave the older gentleman his ideal schedule. My team was awesome. One day I was in the department when a lady came up and asked me where she could find a 5-gallon oil-based primer. I let her know that my location didn't carry the 5-gallon size of that primer. She told me that we did and said that it was shelf unbearable, suggesting I was too stupid to remember. Her husband gave me an apologetic look. I let her know that another location had what she was looking for, and that it was in fact in that exact location in that store. She let me know how stupid she thought I was for thinking she could mix up stores. Then, she began yelling and loudly insisting that I get a man out there to help her because she wanted someone competent, not a stupid little girl. Her husband actually tried to step in at that point, but I just smiled and let her know that a male paint associate would be marking in any minute, and I would be happy to direct him to her as soon as he was on the clock. I smiled and waited for Joe to clock in. Joe was great and I knew he could handle this, so I wouldn't have put him in this situation. But Joe was also new. He was learning things super quick, but still relied on the rest of us for help. When I saw her, I quickly said, I let him know that she was upset. Joe walked up to the lady. She said, Joe walked up to me and started to ask me about 5-gallon oil-based primers. The lady quickly walked up and asked him what he was doing. He turned and said, "This is my manager. She runs this department." The husband laughed out loud. The woman stormed off, and I bought Joe lunch. HR tried to get rid of my dad right before he was able to get his pension. My father worked for a Forbes 500 company since the 70s. He moved up the ranks as a software engineer and manager, has patents for the company that saved him millions of dollars. He's almost to pension age, and suddenly HR starts making his life miserable. He noticed this trend was happening to some of his coworkers when they were getting close to age 60 as well. HR lady calls him into the office and says that he was not punching in and out at the correct time. My father, an engineer, is very, very detail-oriented. He knew that these were false accusations and asked HR to prove them. They came back a week later and proved them. And he said, "Of course you can. I've been driving the corporate carpool bus from a major city 40 miles away for the last 15 years. I always have 16 witnesses on my clock in time, and I haven't been late in 15 years. HR lady came back a week later, and they said that they were going to fire him for letting people into the building without badging. He asked to see when and when he was letting someone into the building without badging. They showed that he held the door for his best friend, who had also been working there since the 70s, who had his foot cut off after having diabetes. He was in a wheelchair. Prior to this, my dad told me after lunch that this company wanted him to leave before he got his pension, so he got some footage of his own. My dad said, "That is very interesting. You were going to fire me for holding the door for my best friend of 35 years after his foot was amputated and he was in a wheelchair? Fine, then I hope you fire the CEO himself as well." He then proceeded to show footage of the HR lady holding the door for his friend and the CEO holding the door for his friend. My father ended up staying there until he got his pension. Edit, I don't know his finances and he probably wouldn't have lost the whole pension, but there was a definite financial difference from being fired prior to reaching age 60 and making it to age 60. Edit 2, so this blew up so much that my brother didn't know I was on Reddit and said things. That's a story about that. I knew this was wrong. Also, some of you are wondering why a software engineer would have to clock in now. Well, he didn't. I meant to use the word badge at the end of the building. I went that far to talk with security to see his badge timestamps. There are more things that led to this getting bad, and I didn't want to write pages and pages, but it definitely escalated. Lastly, for those of you that have been saying that my dad must have worked there as a child, this whole thing happened roughly 9 years ago. My father is 68 right now. If you want to know what company it was, this sentence is the most general hint I can give you, but it may drive you. own money to patent a new invention that desalinates seawater and provides clean solar energy. He has patents for this in America, India, and China, and is looking for some capital to provide clean water and power to third world countries. If interested in helping build his first power plant, please send me a message. Security made us show the last 5 photos on our phone. My coworker, an absolute hero, maliciously complied with security on one of our subcontractor jobs. The customer was a manufacturer for high-end electronic components. Security was tight as a small 4 inches by 6 inches box that contained $250,000 worth of microchips. Our team was installing equipment in their facility for 1 week. A security checkpoint had to be passed every trip in or out of the building. Mr. Security Guard, Chad maybe, decided my coworker, Steve probably, was more suspicious than the other 4 techs. So every trip in or out, not only was Steve making his entire contents of his backpack out on the table and go through it, Chad required Steve to show him the last 5 pictures taken on his phone to prove he wasn't stealing secrets. This is all fine, except Chad lets everyone else through without any sort of inspection. Steve is trying to stay positive, but obviously this is eating away at him. Steve tries to be overly positive and also a bit snarky with comments like, "Thank you, Paul Blart, for keeping America safe," which busts up the rest of our crew. Then, Steve has the idea that we're freeing the rest of the week. Wednesday comes along. Steve is overly scrutinized on our waiting as usual. As we head to security at lunch, Steve says he has to go to the bathroom. He comes back out a few minutes later, absolutely giddy. Chad, mall cop, stops us on our way to Steve to see his camera roll. Steve gladly hands the phone over. Chad is greeted by some very peculiarly angled What the fuck? Chad throws the phone down on the table. "Oh, sorry. I thought I had a hemorrhoid and wanted to see how bad it was. Is everything okay with my pictures? Is the facility safe?" Chad never checked Steve's materials again. Good on you, Steve. Was told to actually read the policy. So I did. I work in an office and we have an 8-week busy season with mandatory overtime, 12 to 14 hours/day. During this time, the company agrees to reimburse us for dinner, up to $13/meal. We just have to submit training at the end of the busy season. Food options around my work are so I brought my dinner from home. But sometimes I was able to cook after a long day, so out of the 8 weeks, I purchased maybe 10 meals. 3 of those meals I spent $13.50, going 50 cents over the limit. This resulted in a whopping $1.50 overage, which my manager said it was no big deal that I could include on my expense plan. A few days after I submitted my report, head office emailed me saying that I could resubmit after I removed the $1.50 overage. I wrote back saying my manager was fine with the $1.50 overage and even signed off on it, and they responded by telling me that the $1.50 must be removed or they wouldn't approve any of my meal expenses. They ended their email with the advice that I should actually read the company policy next time. Fine, they were right and I was wrong. So I decided to read the policy very thoroughly before redoing my expense plan. Yes, the policy clearly stated $13/maximum on purchased meals. Oh, and what's this? The policy also allows a $10 per diem for meals we bring from home. I very happily removed the $1.50 overage and added an additional $300 for the 30 meals I brought from home. I should read the company policy more often. Thank you for the gold benevolent rhetoric. It's my first time. Some of you are asking if I paid the $300 and the answer is yes. Many are suggesting the person was sincerely trying to help me out, but I'm not 100% sure because they were so snippy. Also, when we were emailed the meal policy at the beginning of this season, there was no mention of the per diem and no one else in my department knew about it. Even then, I made sure to thank them just in case they were being sincere. I was just too jaded to see it. Mother-in-law lied about my baby gender. Now I have to see my baby in the clothes they brought. English is not my first language and I am immobile, so please be patient with me. They told me when I flash into the asshole of the guys who left this November last year at 30 years. It's the first in my family, and I still think my family 32 years. It's say that all the 6 kids are boys and mother-in-law isn't some sick baby girl nameless. I was pregnant with a girl. I told her not to read the drink that she was the first one to read. We told her it was a boy. She still was convinced it was a girl. She told me outside the family house a girl. After she told me it was just a boy because I wanted to go first. Just like we had been telling everyone. The problem was that now the baby was wearing great clothes and once he's accepted, and we were facing the baby, especially for a spent baby and some pictures for them. The mother-in-law called us to screen kids because we were making the others people for not sticking to the masculine color scheme for the baby. And we had to being this childish. She just threw my belly shape was more like girl than for a boy. We told her we will not change the baby's clothes, and to just wait until the dress is fit. He will look adorable. Owner refused to let me do jury duty. This was back in the 80s, my first job, working as maintenance man at a local hotel. I've been working here part-time since I was 16 and when I turned 18. I got a notice to attend jury duty. I picked a week and I let my boss know. The owner of the hotel found out. He was always a completely unreasonable jerk to all the employees, and sees me in the hallway and tells me that I need to do whatever it takes to get out of jury duty because he needs me at the hotel that week for a large dog show, clogged drains, etc. And if I'm not when I get to jury duty, day one, I get selected to a week-long trial, and the judge asks jurors if there's any reason we cannot serve on the jury. And day one, when they get to me, I'm nervous. I've never been in court before and too scared to lie. I tell the judge that the owner of the business will fire me if I'm not back today and said I needed to do everything I can to get out of jury duty or I'm fired, other than that I'm fine serving. The judge looks pissed. The judge has me approach the bench, asks for the name of the owner, location, etc., then hands the court officer a paper and says something to the officer. The judge still looks pissed. I'm told to return to the jury box. About an hour later, still selecting a jury, the officer returns with the owner, visibly shaken, and hands him onto the front of the judge's bench. The owner is standing in front of the judge. The judge asks him questions which he apologetically tries to run out of. Then the judge, looking even more pissed, instructs him that I will be here for jury duty. I will serve as long as I need to, and he should not be able to and that the judge is filing charges and will be instructing the clerk to check with me regularly and if, for any reason, I am fired or face any disciplinary action at work, he will hold the owner in contempt, violation of a court order, etc. A bunch of legal stuff, and he will spend time behind bars thinking about how important jury duty is. Then the judge makes him apologize to me in court. I made it onto the jury and I served the week. I reported back to work the following day. I expected some blowback, but I never got fired. None of my shifts were changed and I got paid for my time in jury. I didn't ask why I got paid. The clerk did check back a few times, and I was told to call the judge's clerk direct phone number if anything happened. It was awesome. I was pretty much bulletproof and worked until I saved enough to go back to school. I have to leave so I will. My job pays a total of $35 per day for food while traveling, divided into breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The rules also say that each meal needs to be bought within certain time periods of 2 hours. You must eat breakfast between 8 and 10 a.m., lunch between 12 to 2 p.m. They didn't used to be free food travel. Then they replaced it. Because they would only approve a very cheap flight. I had to leave my home. Said I could only buy meat food and real good. Well, fine. I used to work straight from lunch. Because I have to work with people from lots of time zones. This was sometimes necessary. Now I wait for reject calls because it's in my lunch period and I must go lest I miss it. No working late either. I leave at 5 p.m. because I can't miss my dinner period. I also make sure to spend all $35. I must be healthy and not skip meals. Most people also enjoy my meal periods. My neighbors wanted to call a professional to mark their property line. My parents agreed. This was a long time ago, but I remember it clearly. We moved into a community with tight spacing between our house and our neighbors, and we didn't like them being able to see into our kitchen. We picked a bunch of plants, costing thousands, but my parents thought it would be worth it. A week later, my parents awoke to the plants completely chopped down. My father was furious. He told my father the plants were therefore he had total right to take it. He warned that if anything was on his property again, he would report us to the authorities immediately. Later that day, my father called the company that we could have them replanted next week for no charge. We made sure there was no waivers on our neighbor's property. However, a few days later, we caught him chopping them down at 2 a.m. We called the police upon obstruction of property, and after a my father agreed. A few days later, I got home to find orange tape in my neighbor's yard. Apparently, his fence was 11 feet over our property line. We watched as he took down his fence, completely furious. Within the next month, we were enjoying our new space. My neighbor ended up losing 1/4 of it. My neighbor ended up having the destruction of our property, and we got to plan our plans together. Finish in time or you'll pay for downtime. About 20 years ago, I was working for a general computer service shop. We got a contract with a printer manufacturer to do the printers. Procedure for 3 different printers. It involved disassembling a few bits and some sort of rubber renewal of the doors. The whole process took about 20 minutes. I had an escort for the job as the factory is a huge place. We walked down to the end of the line, where the cars roll off, get their final barcode slapped on, scanned and off to storage. I was performing maintenance on the final barcode printer as the line was shut down. I started taking tools and supplies out of my work bag. My escort says to me, I hope this doesn't take more than 15 minutes. That's when the line starts up again. It's $15,000 for every single second the line is down, and we'll be sure to send you the bill if you go over. At this point, I begin taking the tools and supplies off the table and putting them back in my bag. He asked me, what are you doing? I responded, oh, what? Just take a $15,000 per minute. More time. He started blustering. The entire line was shut down for the day that I took it. He told me that the line gets shut down all the time, and that the guy who brought me around got in a bit of trouble, but he was human. So what can you do? Have fun working 5 jobs DM. Edit. This was prior to COVID. So I work at a small store. My manager quit. The AM got fired for stealing money. 2 other employees quit because of the new workload, and I couldn't stop doing all of it. So I told my DM I'll expect a temporary increase to $20 to account for the extra work outside my job description. The amount isn't random. It's the sum of mine and my manager's wages. Expect me to do the work of 5 people? Hang on. He says no, and I'm not expected to do any more than my agreed upon job description. His exact words were just keep doing your job. He is expecting me to do the other's job as well. So I do just that. I do the deposits, the security briefings, the sales reports, the containment inspections, and set up all tasks that are outside my job description. So my DM gets mad saying none of the work is done. You told me you were not going to approve my temporary wage increases because you were not expanding my job tasks. Therefore, I didn't do my job. He threw a fit about me obviously misunderstanding, and then I stopped and told him I didn't misunderstand him. I told you I would not do extra work without extra compensation. I should also mention I went from working 15 hours a week to 75. He called me lazy and greedy because I just want to make a buck. Yes. That is indeed how this whole employment thing works. You need job done. I agree to do job for payment. You pay me to do job. So I won't let us fly our modest pride flag. So we just follow the rules. Do the same. For example, if you normally drive 10 miles to work, you would subtract that from the 30 miles to the warehouse, and this can only expense 20 miles. However, the Google Maps screenshot will still show 30 miles. Now, the person that did our expenses quit. My team has done no traveling since the new person started. On top of that, most of my team lives close to the office. It sucks, but it's a lot better for my family's life. Recently, my coworker and I had to do some driving to a bunch of warehouses for hardware upgrades. As I live centrally located to the state, a lot of my drive distances are significantly shorter than if I drove to the office. I calculated all my drive distance, subtracting what I would normally do to go to the office, even cutting one side completely from my original report as it's half the distance for me versus going to the office, and turned in a report. The expense reported came out to be $100 payment. I got an email today saying that I did it wrong and all my map distances are different from the distance I entered. I explained the company policy and that everything had been submitted correctly. The person went on to say that my distances were too different from my coworkers. Again, I explained that I don't live near the office, but more central to the state. They were having none of it and must have assumed I was putting in the information wrong and explicitly told me just do it again with everything starting and ending at the main office. Okay, if you insist. Recalculated everything and re-included the admitted location. I'm now getting back to the $350 of payment. If anyone comes back, I'll just show them the emails. I denied a cop the bathroom code at Subway. So I was working at Subway a few years ago and a man came in with his wife and 2 children. I had all 4 sandwiches started when the man asked me for the code to the bathroom. The policy was you had to make a purchase to get the bathroom code, but by the way he was doing the potty dance, it was pretty apparent this guy needed a job. Obviously, either he or his wife would pay for the 4 The next day, my boss took me around and updated me about how to get it. She watched the tape and seemed to give the man the code and tells me, I don't care who it's for, whether it's your friend, family. His face was all bloody and he was just I called 911 and went back to the scene. Sometime later, a few cars were like 6 hours earlier, my boss I laughed a little and told him that I told all the other customers. I'm sorry, we have to get a purchase. We can get a cookie which is $0. And then it'll be our receipt. I didn't realize the laugh was looking at myself and how the situation the unknowingly put me in. Nor did I have a chance to explain it before the laugh and the rejection of the bathroom code caused the cop to become straight up furious. He gives me 3 warnings to give him the code. Each time I tell him I'm not going to give it to him and the customers are on my side telling him I'm just doing my job. After his 3rd warning, he shook his head and muttered, I can't believe you're interfering with an ongoing investigation, and he uses the walkie on his shoulder to get some information. About 5 minutes later, one of the cops handed me the phone. I answered and my manager said, are you fucking serious? Long story short, the cop got the bathroom code and a free bag of chips. Manager tries to make life difficult for me, doesn't know as per my contract it benefits me. This happened a couple of years ago. I was working on a part-time basis in a small firm owned by friends. Pay was not very good, but the atmosphere was and I was allowed to set my own timings. So life was good overall. Then a friend whom I knew only through social media approached me for a job at the company. Even though they were offering good money, I turned down the offer as I knew I could not get the benefits I was getting in my current job. Plus the commute to the new office was very long. I would have to travel 2 hours one way and change 3 trains just to reach office. A month later, the HR of the new firm approached me again. They offered me almost 4 times the money I was making and I could set my own work hours. There was also extra pay for working overtime and on weekdays. This was important. I joined the new company. My friend did not know the terms of the new agreement I had with HR. She used to act like I owed her big time for the opportunity I got. So one day I corrected her. I told her that I had turned down the offer she had been part of, and 1 month later I had my own negotiations and I got much more favorable terms. So I was here because the company really needed me and not because of her. I didn't share the details of my agreement with her, but we both realized that she was making significantly less money. This totally changed her attitude towards me. Now she wanted me out and I was determined to stick through for at least a year. So she decided that she would make it very difficult for me to work so that I could on my own. There are a lot of stories I have about how she tried every trick in the book to make me shut. I'm sharing some of them here. She was my manager and was in charge of allocating work. Malicious compliance. One, she started piling on more work on me than any other member of the team. I was happy to comply. She did not know that as part of my contract I would be paid 1.5 times the hourly rate for every hour I worked out, and 2 times the hourly rate if any work was allocated to me over weekends or holidays. Every time she tried to ruin my weekend by calling me to office unnecessarily. This continued till the time I left the organization and told her how much extra money she had helped me make. Malicious compliance. 2, after the long commute to work. I used to be hungry, so I to pick up a glass of fresh fruit juice and carry it with me to work. Thought that this way she could harass me without actually seeming to do so. So she sent a notice that bringing up I pointed out that it was as well if I couldn't have my juice. She couldn't have her coffee. She had to literally spend an extra unpaid hour at work every time she wanted her special coffee. Meanwhile, I was happy to leisurely sit in the food court, have my glass of fresh fruit juice with some snacks, and then begin my work day half hour later than usual. Edit -1 world. This blew up account. I didn't expect that this post would receive so much response. These 2 were the least of the incidents of my work life with this woman. There are a lot of comments and messages about this post, and while I would love to answer all of them individually, since they more or less relate to the same subject, I'll add the clarifications here below. 1. A common question people have posted is why my manager did not know my pay structure. I work in India and here salary structure is kept strictly confidential. It can be grounds for firing to reveal or ask for someone's salary. Basically, the way the system works is that every new hire negotiates their salary on the basis of last drawn pay, experience, and qualifications. It is very common for two people working on the same level to have vastly different pay structures. 2. Over time, usually people in management roles do not get over it. I had a 7-year gap in my career, and when I started working again, I chose to work in a different field. So even though I was drawing a high salary, I didn't belong to the management level. My manager was not aware of it. When she assigned me work, she assumed I would be working without pay. 3. I owed her. No. No organization hires anyone on the basis of recommendation. They hire people on the basis of what they bring to the table, how they seem to fit into the organization's growth plans and culture. I was able to prove that I was worthwhile investment, and the company got this goes out to all. If someone tells you that they did you a favor by recommending, don't feel overwhelmed. Yes, they did you a good turn, but you got the job on your own merit. Be professional at work and do not go out of your way to defend yourself. 4. Was she a friend of mine? Initially, I knew her only for as we worked together, I developed a friendly working relationship with her. When she began harassing me, the dynamics changed. Though I made sure that nothing in my attitude, behavior, or demeanor would give any indication of hostility from my end. 5. Negotiations / how was I able to get such a beneficial pay structure? I was working part-time before. The first offer I had was double my salary, but it actually worked out to the same salary structure since I would have to work full-time. I took a calculator to my meeting with the HR and showed them how with my increased travel cost and time spent on commute I would be more out of pocket taking their job. This is how I was offered out, flexible timings and a high base salary. Edit, to link to my other story about this manager. I have a lot of stories about it. As I keep posting them, I'll update the link to you if you're interested. My father died in 1977. He was divorced and living in
Has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. Please record your message.
Supervisor, so she could speak to him herself in person. I showed up at the Board of Public Utilities with another death certificate and his ashes in a clear bag that they returned his remains in. I plopped them down in the center of her desk and said, when she talked to him, to tell him that I loved him. The woman reached up, threw out her chair, when they showed up, she claimed that I had assaulted her. And yes, my dad's remains were still sitting in the middle of her desk with a death certificate. The cops questioned me as to why I would do that. I told them the story. The supervisor's boss was called in and they all stepped away from the desk for a private talk. While they were talking, the cops came over and talked to me. They said that I shouldn't take human remains out in public, but there was no laws that were broken. I said that I agreed with them that it was extreme, but she insisted to speak with him in person. By then they were done talking between themselves. The supervisor's boss pissed off to me and got it taken care of. But the story isn't over yet. I had to call back a few days later to get utilities. When the person on the phone saw the address of the I was immediately put on hold. The supervisor's boss that finally helped me got on the phone. She sucked up to me and waived all of the fees that come with setting up utilities. Just as the call was ended, she informed me that she was again so sorry for the employee's lack of compassion. She said that the employee was terminated, and again, she is so very sorry. You can't continue working from home because you go idle and chat too often. As part of the plan to my father has done a lot of designating I really wanted to go. I hate the office with a burning passion. It's distracting. It's a long commute. There's no benefit to being there. So on and so forth. I'd just rather be at home. Well, when we thought May was going to go back to office time, we started giving out the new designations. I got designated as an office full-time. It made no sense to me. I work on a team of 8 people and each of us is in a different office somewhere in the country. I've literally never been to an in-person meeting or needed to do in-person work in 3 years of this company. Every single other person on my team got designated to work from home. So I brought it up with my boss and asked to work from home. When I started at this company and lived elsewhere, I got to work from home for 4 months before I moved to For 5 minutes or show it. So they decided to use this as a measure for who is working and who isn't. The thing is, like many people in many types of jobs, I don't have shit to do for a full 8 hours every single day. The amount of work I have to do on a typical day takes 3 to 5 hours of actual attention. There simply isn't something to do all the time. My performance numbers actually went up working from home. By all objective KPI numbers, I'm a better worker at home. In fact, in the KPIs that I don't flat out leave the team in, I come in second. There isn't work to do that I'm neglecting or procrastinating. When something comes up, I simply do it until it's done, or until I can't do any more due to waiting on someone else to stop.
Yeah.
And I've done that method long enough that my work queue stays empty because I want to get my queue down to the point where when something comes up, I can immediately address it and be done with it. But because I have other ways to spend my time in downtime instead of messing around online, my queue continues to be working meaningfully more often. I was told at the director that they were letting work at home. So I wrote a 6-line PowerShell script that virtually inputs the period key every 4 minutes, running every day at 8 a.m. and stops at 5 p.m. So now I literally never go idle. I do the same amount of work and still research, watch TV, and play video games on the side. But I have a shiny green check next to my name all day. Because of COVID complications, they eventually said no going back until after Labor Day. I just had a meeting with my boss, and he said over this time they've noticed I go idle a lot less than I used to, so they're changing my designation to work from home, all because of a little icon in some software. This is middle-level managers in the Why wasn't I at my desk? I'll tell you why. About 15 years ago. She would call us on the maintenance radios and be rude or tell the guys they were being incompetent. It was beyond micromanagement, but also rude on top of it. She expected the maintenance guys to come do work at her house for free. Or would tell some of the hospital vendors she would guarantee the hospital contract if they did work at her house for cheap. She used to brag about this to me. Karen and I were the only women in our department of about 25 people. I was a mouthy 20-something-year-old that didn't care for her attitude and regularly would say, yeah, sure, whatever when she asked me 3 things. I would do what she asked because it was my job, but I wouldn't remark like that. One time she asked me to come to her house and help her pull down dead trees in her backyard since she was having a pool installed. I said no, mainly cause I wouldn't do it for someone I liked, let alone her, and pretty soon after she started treating me even worse than she did before. She had been constantly in trouble since then, such as ceasing her buddy in nature on emails to me asking her status on projects that I was working on and one of my replies in writing. Fast forward 6 months later, me and one of the maintenance guys were chatting in the office and I was 5 months pregnant with my first baby. She asked me to do something. I don't remember what, and I said yeah. Sure, I'll do that in a few minutes, and I turned back around and talked to the floor. She is standing behind me and I hear her whisper, I wish I could slap the shit out of her. I can see my coworker saw her say it too and I made no comment, but I was shocked. I acted like I didn't hear her though. She left the office a minute later to do something. I get up and walk down the hall to employee health department because I'm fuming and my heart was racing. Pissed. Also 5 months pregnant. The EH nurse has me lay down for a bit, take my vitals, write up a formal report. An hour later send me back to my desk as okay to continue working. When I log back and I see an email from Karen with HCC asking where I had been for the last hour, she called the office a bunch of times and had abandoned my desk. So I emailed her back. I apologize for being away from my desk. When you said you'd like me to said I had to be calmed down in her mind and my baby's vitals checked with employee deal and they were concerned about my hostile working environment and wanted me to stay there for the full hour. I made sure I BCC'd her buddy in HR and all of HR, her boss and his boss to make sure everyone saw it. I sent to HR about 30 minutes later. I knew Karen hadn't seen my reply. It was the early 2000s and her computer was down in the office manager. They had me go home for the day and put me on admin leave for 3 extra days. I came back to the office to see her desk had been emptied out and we never saw her again. Those guys in maintenance threw me the best baby shower ever 3 months later. Get rid of my vacation? Have fun replacing me. I worked at a company that gave out exorbitant amounts of vacation. Anyone who worked there for 25 plus years received 8 weeks of vacation and 2 weeks of personal time. This was a family-owned company, but rather large. We ran 3 shifts totaling 250 plus people. Enter Jimmy. Jimmy was a grizzled old man. He started at the company when he was just 20. Now he was 63 and gave absolutely zero shits. Jimmy also knew how to make a specific part for our product. Him and one other. One day the plant owner comes in and marries into a corporation. He's older and ready to retire. He promises that there will be very little change and wishes us all well. The new company comes in and immediately goes after many of the great benefits we have. The first thing they do is cut everyone's max vacation down to 4 weeks and do completely away with personal time. Anyone who's maxed out had until December 31st of that year to use it out, and they wouldn't pay it out. They then go into the office and clean house, firing anyone who's close to retirement, including Jimmy's back up. But they also do away with one very important rule. You no longer have to get vacation approved. You can just call in and take it. Jimmy is pissed, and they know it. They realize there's only one in the building that can do his job now. So they hire a new kid for him to train, most likely to permanently replace Jimmy. So Jimmy does what anyone would do. He calls in the first day. So it wasn't too unnerving. But for 10 weeks, Jimmy went He doesn't. For 2 days they try calling him. He's nowhere to be found. And they lose their ship. The fancy notes are specialized and patented by the original founder. You can't just hire someone off the street and do it. What eventually happened was the original owner to come in and teach some new hires how to do it. When he found out what all the equipment was involved, the last time he charged him a 7-figure contract to teach them how to produce the products. We're close now. All of the stuff. Vacation time. Edit. Jimmy made an electronic control module that was simple and stayed fixed in the Edit number 2. Jimmy would exactly the same on the 7-figure contract and zero chance to take it. He laughed and said, explain the situation was
The weight of the gun in Jason's hand surprised him. How heavy he wanted Genius, Ryan. I can't believe Amazon is selling it for 99 cents.
What? My book is on Amazon? Yeah, Brian, there's something for everyone on Amazon.
In fact, you're so smart. I thought you'd be the perfect person to maybe take the SAT from me.
What? That would be wrong.
Well, I suppose you may look at it that way. But a wise mistake, right and wrong, is a stake through the heart.
That one's on the cover. Wow. Ensnared by my own verbal trap. Well played, me through you. All right, Meg, I'll take that test for you. Ace Pilotson reporting for World War Love.
What?
You didn't read the book, Brian. That's your main character. Like a 1960s British policeman.
Officer, it's
Calm down. Assault rubber truncheon and a map of the city. I don't much like that term. That's a tiny pencil and pad citation for you.
Okay, Brian, you can do this. Hey, Meg.
Hi, Meg.
Hey, how's it going? My locker.
Meg, I thought we were going to try to work on that.
Other teens? How about our youth culture, am I right? Hey, #SAT. Yeah. I was afraid I'd stick out. The one guy in Lincoln's
We now return to Malcolm XXY. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock gave us both sets of genitals. What?
Neil's here. I got my SAT scores.
So, how'd we do?
We scored 1,000.
Nice! 1,000 on the nose. You are welcome.
Brian, that's 1,000 out of a possible 2,400. That's the worst score in my class.
What?
Damn it! Why did I ever think you were smart?
That's not possible.
Right, stupid. Must have looked at council. Yeah, I heard of his fly. Our council, Brian. Damn, what was it, Brian?
Brian got a story.
No. Brian gets another book published. Yeah, maybe that's it. Tell all that Brian's getting another book published.
Oh, thank God. I thought it was going to be a Meg episode all throughout. I got the lowest score in Meg's class? How could this happen?
Face it, Brian. This proves that your story proves it empirically. That means it's verified.
I know. I just really woke up in the laundry room. What the hell, Peter? Jeez, what's wrong with you?
Brian took the SAT for me, and it turns out he's an idiot.
That's not true. Methinks the Huff protestamine. Do you even know what you're trying to say? Don't feel bad, Brian. It's fun being stupid. You don't gotta worry about nothing, you don't gotta read books, and you never die. Peter, that's not true. You're stupid. Thanks a lot, SAT. This is the worst day of my life. Empirically.
Careful.
Brian, being a dumb guy's not so awful. I'll show you. Come on, you're spending the day with me. Hey, you want to be it? It was 11 a.m. If the clock ain't digital, you don't know that. Actually, I could use a drink. There you go. You look stupid already. Let's go. Where are we going? Okay. Come on. Roll it 20. No TV, movie stuff. Constantly accusing people of thinking they're better than you. That and forwarding mildly funny emails way after everybody's already seen them. Heck, you know this one's funny because you said it once. Chris, I love this. Looks like they're shooting t-shirts into the crowd. Those aren't t-shirts, Dempsey's hot dogs. Huh, that's kind of cool. I want a hot dog. Well, when you better move quick, he's reloading. Yeah, that's right. I knocked your kid over to get a hot dog. You think you're better than me? You think you're better than me? You think you're better than me? Look at you, Brian. Right at home with us dumb guys. You're blending in better than a centipede among millipedes.
Well, what should we do?
Let's try on 1,000 shoes.
Wait a minute.
Acting like stupid ass redneck. Jackass.
Check it out, man. It's amazeballs. This is just the DVD menu.
Oh, no way. Oh, man, I'm buzzing hardcore over that Shaw, man.
Ryan, what the deuce?
It's like food.
This is douche like you. What the devil has happened to you?
Oh, I woke up. Kimasabi?
No, I mean it. How could one bad test score transform you into a complete moron? I'm concerned something's very wrong with you.
Nah, man, I've never felt better, Beef Stew.
Bazinga!
That's what the gay scientist says. Hey, Brian, say something else from TV.
What are you talking about, Phyllis?
You talking about Phyllis?
Bro, he's getting his nose period.
Oh my God, you're going to the hospital.
Don't worry, Brian, I'll save you.
I discovered my wife's been cheating on me and I can't live like this. I have to kill myself.
The Matchbox car that was sold for your record. I did that. Well, keeping in mind the recent behavioral changes you described, I did a CAT scan on a dog. We laughed about that too. However, I'm sorry to inform you that Brian was a brain tumor.
Oh my god!
So in one day they do shrink down to microscopic size, enter Brian's brain, destroy the tumor from within. I was raped by a bug. Brain tumor? How is that possible? As a father in a hospital getting bad news, I had to sadly slide down the wall and take my hat off. I forgot that hat.
So, Doc, how much Jamba juice do I have to drink to cure this? I've also heard that, like, crystals exist.
Dr. Hartman, do you think the brain tumor might explain why Brian's been acting so odd lately?
Well, I haven't heard of brains being linked to behavior, but I suppose anything is possible.
Mom, is Dad gonna die?
No, Chris, Brian is the one with the brain tumor. Dr. Hartman, what's the prognosis?
Well, it says here Brian's tumor is for office use only.
Benign, it says benign.
Oh, Brian, that's wonderful news. You're going to be okay. Winning. Remember somebody said that?
Brian's tumor poses no immediate threat. We can schedule surgery to remove it, and he'll be back to his old self in no time.
I say we get that tumor out of the room. No way. I'm never going back to my old self. I rock like this. I'm legit. I'm Uber. I'm awesome sauce. Either take the tumor out or put one in me. I can't stand this.
So if Brian doesn't have the surgery, will he be alright?
I don't know, is Max Shepard all right?
Oh, what?
My point is, Brian could have the surgery and be smart again, or he could skip the surgery and stay dumb like this.
Brian, if you're right?
Hell to the yeah, I am. Right, you're not thinking clearly. All right, you've got to agree to this surgery. Because right now you're as useless.
So, what's your superpower? Sitting on my foot to hold it.
Please don't do that again. Pepperoni pie, extra cheese, 232. Oh, cool, my friend Pete is here. Pizza. No, that's gonna be in your bit. Over here, bro. Oh, I moved my foot. Hey, this isn't the Kenny Chesney concert.
They moved his foot.
Instead going to church. And after we get done with this, you're going to talk a lot about being present and possible be around. Let's get started. Whoa! Swing! 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 Swing!
I'm sitting on my foot.
Please don't do that with me. Oh, cool. My friend Pete is here. Pizza. No, that's gonna be in a bit. Over here, Rob.
Moved his foot.
Hey, this isn't the Kenny Chesney concert. No, Brian. This is called yoga. Lots of smart people do it instead of going to church. And after we get done with this, you're going to talk a lot about being present and grounded. Whoa! Swing! 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 Swing!
That was from Wayne's World. That's the sound of Wayne's boner.
Okay, this is not the Kenny Chesney concert. We're here to have a nice, civilized dinner and to show you that you don't have to eat all your meals in your car. Our first special
Skinny. Give me free food or I'm gonna tell people on Yelp there was a pube in my salad.
Free food, right away. Okay, alright, I forgot that Yelp is a weapon for dumb people. You told me something today, right?
I can throw
He's gone, Rupert. It means I've lost Brian to the dumb side. So now, I need you to be Brian. Here's your collar, and here's a laptop. Write something bad. It was the last day of summer and the first day of the rest of her life.
Wow, you did that with your face. Hey, what's this? Gaylord practice?
That's the 8th time you've asked me that today. Listen, Brian, I've been trying to change you, but I realized that if you're happy, I need to accept the you that you want to be, no matter how painful that is. What are you doing?
Oh, my friend's Harry gave eye for licking paint.
Who's Terry?
Gus?
Who's Gus?
Gus is Harry's friend. You kind of had to be there. But what? No story has been told. Okay, well, I'm gonna go put on my python and walk to the park.
Wait. I'm trying to say that I accept your choice to forego surgery. I release you into the thick mire of stupidity.
Hey, Brian, I started the car in the garage and it's all foggy in here. Wanna go pretend we're in London? Oh, totally. Trip on the Barbie, huh? Yes.
Good Lord. I can do something with stupidity would kill it. And then I'd lose Brian forever. And that dog would run shot in his face.
He made it. Your dog is in orbit. It's wonderful. How do we get him back now? Oh, about that. We do not. Oh, my poor dog. He will die up there.
Joke on them. I fight happy dog. In 50 years, we all go back to Earth and fight them. But now we dance.
I've got to convince him to get that too before it's too late.
Take long, deep breaths.
Wait a second. I've been approaching this far too intelligently. He's an idiot. So this won't be hard at all.
Hey, Brian, you want to go see Dr. Name the other, and yes, we all know who the other one was. Let's go. Well, good news, Devin.
This is half of a chicken cutlet.
This is all kind of surreal. I mean, being in this hospital bed, I feel like the main character of As I Lay Dying, as he or she lay dying.
Ah, that's just the amount of superficial quasi-knowledge the old Brian had. I missed you, buddy. Welcome back.
Thanks, Stewie. You never gave up on me. You knew that wasn't really me.
Yeah, well, it's no
I mean, I was having fun, making new friends, getting laid all the time, sleeping like a rock. But you made the call. You unilaterally decided I was better off a bitter alcoholic failure who can only hang out with the baby.
Hey, we have fun.
Hey, Lois, guess what? I had to do that two-wiener operation on me.
You what?
Jump on trouble. That was the original. Oh man, I've been dying to see Maniac Code 2. The first one was awesome.
Is this one of those theaters where they bring you beef stew right to your seat?
What? That's not a thing.
Sure is. You're mad at me because you don't know nothing fancy.
I feel like I'm being watched.
Of course you are, silly. The Lord is always watching us.
May the sword be with you. And also with you.
This movie sucks.
No, it's terrible.
Excuse me, who had to stroke it off with the roasted potatoes?
Right here.
Thank you for seeing me, Your Excellency.
Of course.
What did you say your name was, my child?
Lucy.
You've been Lucified.
That was awful.
I know. It just began all
Yeah, like when your first maniac told me, said to Bruce, you've been Brucified. That's smart, right?
Just bad writing.
Yeah, I mean, we could write a better horror movie than that.
Really? You think we could?
Yeah, absolutely. Not as creative as the first spider to spin a web.
Hey, you know how we always dreamed about having a house?
That's all I'm saying.
It's over.
Morning, everybody. And the price of the what, these? Come on. Last thing I want to say is just that when you read as many
You said what?
books as I have, it's
You sure it's not from watching too much close-up porn on your phone?
Okay.
I would be surprised if they have that.
What the cat?
Ryan, what do you want for breakfast?
Did you shut up?
Hold on. What do I want?
You're so full of it. You don't do those things.
Wait, who said that? Oh, Stewie.
You are just horrible. You're even worse than when people take dumps in the shower.
What? Why are you cutting to me? What did somebody say? Whatever they said I do, I don't do.
Alright, I got a horror movie idea. It's called Serial Killer. Serial killer who only kills people who eat cereal.
But what why is a serial killer? He lowers the average lifespan of humans to 65.
But there are many exceptions based on genetics and diet. That's stupid. I've never heard of somebody live to 65.
Look, I think the problem is this is a bar. There's fire here. You have to go someplace scary. You know, a place of food.
Look on it. The old Quahog.
What? Well, we can't go there. That place has been abandoned for years. And they say it's haunted by a ghost with a book handle.
That's why it's the perfect place. If you want to write a scary movie, we need to do it somewhere scary.
Well, I guess we could try it. We have sort of just been spinning our wheels here. No offense, Joe.
I guess Cleveland's right. So far, this has been a bigger waste of time than an acceptance speech at the Asperger's Awards.
I'd like to thank everyone I've ever met in the order that I met them, last name first, and if anyone interrupts me, I'll have to start over.
Horror movies where you got a couple of teenagers getting busy Hey, Stacy, what do you say we go all the way tonight, and then I unload on the set visors?
Is that all you ever think about? And besides, Richie, aren't you worried about what the man on the radio is saying right now?
Another dead teenage couple was found on a porch, clawed beyond recognition.
You see, there's a dangerous creature out there.
What? You mean the big red slobberous cat that's been scratching people to death? I don't believe it exists, Stacy. Now help me get the right angle and lower the visor.
Richie, did you hear that?
Will you calm down? We're the only ones out.
Oh my God!
So you were the guy and the cat?
What's with that visor stuff?
Did Richie achieve release?
Okay, of the three of you, Cleveland's the only one to get it.
That's an awful idea.
Well, I got one. We should write one of them zombie movies where a guy wakes up in a comfortable with the back open so there's a nice breeze on your behind, and he's like, this ain't bad. But then he notices the hospital's empty. Nurse, I'm ready for my sponge bath. What happened to this place? Everybody up and gone. That's annoying. Maybe it's a loose filament. Nope, that's a busted bulb. These are all 145s. I need a 180. Well, now maybe I did need a 145. There we go. Damn it, I guess it's a wiring issue.
That's it?
What the hell? When did the zombies show up?
That's the thing. That shuttle was late.
I don't know. I was thinking we'd write a movie where something that's not supposed to be scary becomes scary. Like an evil doll.
Yeah, but when I get evil birds, so
I don't think that's such a good idea.
right.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. Time to wash my body with this harmless bar soap.
Hey, Ambassador Mombasa, are you enjoying that new soap from that mysterious Chinese man whose scroll was really not there the next day?